Hello guys, welcome to this channel. My name is Fitzgerald Longdakit from Kapalong College of Agriculture, Sciences and Technology. And for today's video, we will going to tackle about the basic derivative rules of calculus. Constant rule. The derivative of f, or we read this as d with respect to x of f is equal to 0, where f is any constant number or real number. For example, d with respect to x of a constant number 7 is equal to 0. Rule. If we have some function x raised to the power of n, d with respect to x of x raised to the power of n, where n is not equal to 0, what we're going to do here is to put the exponent next to the variable or the constant number and multiply them, and then divide the exponent to 1. For example, f of x is equal to 2x raised to the power of 4. d with respect to x of 2x raised to the power of 4 is equal to 2 times 4 x raised to the power of 4 minus 1. f prime of x is equal to 2 times 4 is just 8, x raised to the power of 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. Product rule. If we have some function f of x times g of x, d with respect to x is equal to f prime of x times g of x plus f of x times g prime of x. For example, we have h of x is equal to 2x cubed times 5x minus 1. First thing we do is to find the f of x function and the g of x function. Our f of x here is 2x cubed and our g of x function is equal to 5x minus 1. Second, we will find their derivative. The derivative of f of x is f prime of x is equal to, using the power rule, 3 times 2 x raised to the power of 3 minus 1, and our f of x or f prime of x is equal to 6x squared. The derivative of the g of x function is g prime of x is equal to 5x minus 1, or 5x raised to the power of 1 minus 1. So using the power rule, 1 times 5x raised to the power of 1 minus 1 minus the derivative of the constant number is equal to 5x raised to the power of 0 minus the derivative of the constant number, which is 0. So 5x raised to the power of 0, and any number or variable that is raised to 0, the answer is 1. And 5 times 1 is equal to 5. So our g prime of x is equal to 5. Now we have our values. We will now substitute it to the formula. So h prime of x is equal to 6x squared, or the derivative of the first function, times 5x minus 1, the second function, plus 2x cubed, the first function, times 5, the derivative of the second function. So we will now simplify it using the basic algebra. So 6x squared times 5x minus 1 is equal to 30x cubed minus 6x squared, plus 2x cubed times 5 is equal to 10x cubed. So simplify it using the like terms. So our h prime of x is equal to 40x cubed minus 6x squared. Quotient rule. If we have some function f of x divided by g of x, the derivative of this function is equal to f prime of x times g of x minus f of x times g prime of x all over g of x squared. For example, we have a function h of x is equal to x squared minus
NANI?
For example, we have a function h of x is equal to x squared over cosine x. First thing we do is to get the f of x function and the g of x function. Our f of x function is x squared and our g of x function is the cosine x. And next, find their derivative. The derivative of x squared using the power rule, or f prime of x is equal to 2x. The derivative of the g of x is g prime of x is equal to cosine of x, and the derivative of the cosine of x is equal to negative sine of x. Now we have our values, we will now substitute. H prime of x is equal to 2x, or the derivative of the first function, times cosine x, the second function, minus x squared, the first function, times negative sine of x, or the derivative of the g of x function, all over cosine x squared. So we will now simplify. So our answer is h prime of x is equal to 2x times cosine x plus, because negative times negative is positive, x squared times sine of x all over cosine squared of x. Chain rule. If you have some function f of g of x, the derivative of this function is equal to f prime of g of x times g prime of x. For example, h of x is equal to 5 minus 6x raised to the power of 5. First thing we do is to find the inner function and the outer function. So our inner function here is our g of x, and our outer function is our f of x. So second is to find their derivatives. The derivative of our f of x function is f prime of x is equal to, using the power rule, 5 times x raised to the power of 5 minus 1, or 5x raised to the power of 4. The derivative of our g of x function is g prime of x is equal to, using the constant rule and the power rule, we come up to the answer of negative 6. Next is to substitute the values that we get. So h prime of x is equal to 5. Instead of x, we put our inner function, 5 minus 6x raised to the power of 4 times negative 6, or our derivative of g of x. So we will now simplify. 5 times negative 6 is equal to negative 30 to the quantity of 5 minus 6x raised to the power of 4. And that's conclude our discussion. I hope you learned something. See you next time. Bye-bye!